Good morning, councillors. I think we're all here. We welcome our visiting guests today. So, Councillor Gates and Shelley Curtis, welcome on debut. Oh, you're not a guest. So, councillors, there are a couple of starred items. Does anybody want to unstar anything? Councillor Patterson?
6.2 and 6.3, please.
Okay, and Councillor Hamill?
6.1 briefly, Mr Chair.
Thank you. So that leaves us with the confirmation of minutes and the forward planning schedule, moved by Councillor Barland, seconded by Councillor Pauline Young. Councillors, I might just ask if there are any conflicts of interest declarations. Councillor, I think we did. Okay, well, we'll check the tape. All in favour? Carried. Councillor Barland-Lumsden.
Thanks, Mr Chair. I was just going to raise a conflict with 7.2.
Yep.
It was a fairly, straightforward one. One of the properties listed, my mum is a related party, owns a property that neighbours one of the properties. So just given the nature of the item, I thought just better I just don't be in the room for that part of the meeting.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to 6.1. Mark.
Mr Chair, no questions on this one, but I was just hoping to move it and quickly speak to it if I could.
Yeah, moved. Seconded, Councillor Pauline Young.
Yep, Mr Chair, it was just to take an opportunity to mainly thank Zara for her work with the Audit and Risk Committee. She's been in this role for a few months now, and it's been a big learning curve for her, I'm sure. So it was just an opportunity on the record to say thank you to her for the work she's done and the work she's done with the new chair of the Audit and Risk Committee. They've been very interesting meetings the last few times, but she's doing a great job. So just to put that on the record.
Right. Zara, do you want to come out and take a bow, or are you okay? No. Zara is inside blushing. That's okay. So all in favour? Carried. Unanimous support there, Zara. How good's that? 6.2, Councillor Patterson.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I did want to just speak to this and move the item.
Yep. So before we get there, I might just ask, Director, is there a presentation or any comments that you'd like to make?
No presentation, Chair. No comments so far, but we'll see what Councillor Patterson has to say.
Right. Let's see how we go. So, Councillor Patterson, did you have any? Oh, well, firstly, are there any questions about the proposed local law? Okay, so we've got no questions. Councillor Patterson?
Thank you, Chair. Sometimes our laws date with technology.
Would you like to move it?
Yes, I'd like to move it.
And if I can get a seconder, we'll have Councillor Pauline Young, and off we go. Councillor Patterson.
Okay, thank you. Yes, our laws are, can get restricted over time by technology, just as anything, and this law was written quite a while ago when making a statement in a paper what was the most timely way of communicating information. We had an issue in recent times, I think in the last 12 months, where this council made a decision to protect a tree, and because the local law stated that we had to advise via newspaper, the owner took it upon themselves once they found out about it to go and get the tree removed at the express completely against the wishes of council. So thank you for the team for bringing us into the 21st century. Now it will be, when a vegetation management order is made, it will be legal effectively in that the the developer, will have to acknowledge that from the moment that they receive that, even before it comes to council. So thank you very much for that, and it's just a step to protecting our special trees and vegetation. Thank you.
So before we go down that path, I might just first ask the officers to confirm that this is the first step towards those changes, and what else do we have to do from here?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So I'm mostly here to, if there was any war stories about what happened last time, I wasn't intimately involved in the drafting of the changes here, but my understanding about it is that if this is passed now, we're good to impose vegetation protection orders as required. The delegation will be to the CEO, and rather than having to come to full council to be proposed and confirmed. So after this is, if this is passed, then this is going to come into effect, and that'll be, that's all that's required at this point in time.
Okay, thank you. Is anybody against saving trees through vegetation protection orders? Councillor Gates.
Sorry, can I just ask, was it formerly a decision of council rather than the CEO?
Through you, Mr. Chair, you mean previously up until now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the process was that VPO was proposed, and then it was signed off through management at officer level, and then it would go to, the idea was to go to committee, the Planning and Environment Committee, but because of timing last time it went to full council straight away, but previously it had to be confirmed by full council to be in effect ultimately.
So what will be council's involvement into the future?
So I might actually hand these questions over to one of the officers who have actually written the amendments, if that's okay. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Through the chair. Correct. Previously, the process would be to bring an item to committee and then to council to sign by resolution to place a VPO or vegetation protection order over a tree or vegetation. The amendments to this law seek to expedite that process. A report from an experienced and qualified person would still be put forward, but we're seeking to have a delegation sit at CEO level so that we can move the process through quicker and even place an interim VPO on a tree, vegetation.
Councillor Gates.
Well, I would be more satisfied with that, an interim order being placed, and then if that holds enough weight, and then the matter coming before council. I'm just a little concerned about how protection orders might get to the CEO, and that we are all supportive of the order being issued under whatever circumstances.
So this process at the moment is just to commence the lawmaking process. So we can certainly have a look into other avenues or look at bringing this back to council if there's a way in which we can still try and maintain a clear path for vegetation protection. What we're also looking to do is, instead of advertise through a public newspaper, put the advertisement directly into the city website. There's still avenue for I guess, due diligence in terms of people appealing a VPO if it's placed, so that still is retained within the law. What we're trying to do is just really expedite the process so that we don't have the same circumstance that happened in 2021, where the tree was continually damaged until the point it had to be removed while we were stepping through that VPO process.
Okay, thank you.
And so you've just mentioned there, and I think this is my question earlier in regards to where we're at in the process. So the next step is that there'll be public notification and have your say, is that correct?
Yes, Chair, that's correct. There is the usual timeframe period allowed for public consultation, state government consultation, and obviously councillor consultation. So there is opportunity to amend the local law. So this step in the process is to come to committee to ask for the amendments to go out to public consultation and further consultation.
Okay, and then after that comes in, a further report will come to committee in regards to effectively ratifying the changes.
That's correct.
And then they'll take place. Councillor Gates.
I'm really sorry, I haven't read the attachment, so I just need to ask. In its advertised form, will that include a recommendation opportunity that then comes to full council?
Councillor, sorry, through the chair, do you mean in terms of the public consultation that we are doing? Yes, so we will advertise all of the proposed amendments. The community will get to see how these amendments look and feel, and they will be able to provide feedback. Part of that will be the process in terms of how we look to commence the vegetation protection order and what those changes look like as well. So we will consider all feedback. We write to state government as well and consider all of the feedback, and we will bring that full report back to council early next year in terms of what we propose to make in terms of this local law.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I mean in regards to the interim order, the possibility of an interim order that protects the tree until council makes a decision.
Correct. We will still be advertising the VPO, so people will still have an opportunity to provide a response, and we can consider that submission before we determine whether the interim VPO commences as a real, in effect, VPO.
Do you get what I mean?
Through the chair, Councillor Gates, we can also have a catch-up and talk through the proposed amendments before we go to public consultation to understand that interim process and get your feedback on that.
Thank you. That's all I'm concerned about, that it may just be someone's suggestion that we put an order on a tree and the CEO might say yes, but the rest of us might not agree. Yeah. So I just felt that in the circumstances it could possibly be an interim order and then come to council for a decision.
And the have your say public feedback will give both the residents, the industry, the planning industry, and also professions like arborists an opportunity to provide some input into proposed changes.
Yes, Chair, we do identify the key stakeholders and make sure that they are consulted through this process.
Thank you both.
Councillor Patterson, did you have a further question?
No, not now.
Okay. Did anybody want to speak against it? Councillor Patterson, would you like to close?
Thank you. So the intent of this amendment is really for vegetation management protection to be exactly that, so that it is protected when there is a clear intent for that. It was my understanding from officers before this meeting that that was an interim process, so that it would ultimately come to council, and that would be what I would support, and look forward to it going out to public consultation. Thank you.
Councillors, all in favour? Carried. Councillors, 6.3. Councillor Patterson.
Thank you. I'm seeking an amendment, small amendment. Councillor Jones.
Let's see how we go. Yeah.
Just that on page 85 to remove CFG 2223048. Thank you.
Right. So the community facility grants. Yep.
Oh, sorry. No. Apologies, that was the wrong one. Okay, no, I definitely do not want to take that one out, sorry. Sorry, page 86, CR 122931, quick save from Councillor Baden-Lumsden, thank you.
So the playground? Rightio. So the Bridge Club's disabled access stays, right? And the proposed allocation of divisional funds for the park playground is removed. Rightio. And was. And Councillor Patterson, do you know where those funds get returned to? Like, I mean, so if you're cancelling it, does it need to be reallocated somewhere?
Not right now.
And I reckon we've got I was going to say we've got a chief financial officer, but we've got a chief Matt who's going to come and tell us the answer to that. Sorry, Jackie. So, Matt, the fundamental question is, if we cancel the 300, does it need to be allocated somewhere? So it just gets returned to a control account. Okay. Thank you. Anybody like to second the motion? Councillor McDonald. Councillor Patterson, did you want to speak about it, or are you right? Is anybody against the removal of playground? Councillors, all in favour? Carried. Councillors, we've got some closed session items in regards to rates and water debt management and also the sale of land and the extension of contracts. And I propose that we move to closed. And I'll conjure up a reason. Because of the local government budget and rating concessions. Seconded Councillor Pauline Young. All in favour? And we've moved to close. so we'll just deal with 7.2 first while Ryan is out of the room. So I'm happy to move it. Seconded Councillor Pauline Young. Any discussion in open in regards to that? Excellent. All in favour? Carried. And if you could just, somebody could ask Ryan to come in and we'll deal with 7.1. What's that, sorry? Thanks, Ryan. So, Ryan, we've dealt with 7.2 and we've voted on it in open, and we're back to 7.1. So would anybody like to move 7.1? Excellent. Moved Councillor Gates, seconded Councillor Pauline Young. Any questions in regards to that? Right. Excellent. All in favour? Carried. So now we've got 7.3 and we're still in open. Happy to go to closed if anybody's got any questions that need to be asked. Okay, so would you like to move to closed? Move Councillor Pauline Young, seconded Councillor Gates. All in favour? And we're open. Would anybody like to move the extensions proposed? Yeah, we can do. So we did a conflict of interest in closed. Councillor Gates. So the key
One of the
family.
extensions of contracts, and I made a declaration that I was in receipt of funds from Rocky Point Mulching and A. Keith and Sons in 2014, 15 and 16, but that I considered my position and felt that I would be able to make a contribution by staying in the room.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
And we
Supported
voted that be the case.
Thank you.
Councillors, would anybody like to move that proposed extension? Moved by Councillor Young. Anybody like to second it? Councillor Patterson. Excellent. All in favour? Carried. Thank you. Any general business items? I've just got the one. So 6 minutes past 10 and we'll call it quits. Thank you. Shelley, congratulations on debut.
Thank you, Chair.